Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate it. I am doing 2 free readings as soon as I hit 6,000 subscribers. So all you have to do is make sure that you're subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. I just want to say thank you to all of you. But if somebody who looks like me comes up to you in the comments and says, "Hey, follow my WhatsApp," that's not me. So make sure that, give that person any money or information. If you do want to book with me or communicate with me, the information is in the description. I do it all by my email. All of that is safe and secure. So, my gorgeous and talented people, how attractive are you? Pile one, pile two, pile two, pile three, pile four. Just take a moment, figure out which one feels right, and we're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number ones. So, pile number one, my beautiful and talented darlings. How attractive are you? You had the shell box. Here it is. Pile number one, how attractive are you? Queen of Cups. Definitely, you're somebody that it's very obvious that you're caring and loving. The Sun. Like, people want to be around you. Like, you bring a lot of happiness with the Knight of Pentacles. Feel like there's more than Knight of Pentacles, so I'm gonna double check that, but you have definitely dealt with loss and pain, but that has only made you more compassionate. It's only made your energy warmer and kinder. With the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of you, it's like you're working on something slowly but surely, but this is going to lead to a new beginning for you. Like, you may have had difficult endings, but you're also somebody who, like, you're getting clarity. Between the Sun and the Ace of Swords, you're definitely getting clarity. And this clarity is going to lead to joy for you. So I know that's not just about, but you also act with integrity. Yeah. So even though, like, you may have had people treat you badly, but that's not how you act in the world. You're somebody who spreads love and light. You have this really wonderful healing energy, and you definitely stand out. Between the Sun and the Star, you stand out. Justice, which is the Gemini, which is, like, you definitely have physical beauty, as well. There could be some level of symmetry, but, like, people feel like you're fair. No, people definitely think you're very attractive. Yeah, attractive, light, like charisma. So it's not for lack of attractiveness, whatever has happened, you are very attractive. I feel like there's maybe a need for you to understand that sometimes you may have received some level of loss and betrayal because people weren't willing to give. And it had nothing to do um, with how attractive you are, because attractive, like, and strong. You're strong. You have integrity. You lead a heart-focused life. Remember, there are people who have been there before you. If you need one, find a mentor. Real guidance and advice is invaluable. Feel like you have definitely are or have been a mentor to people before. I feel like you've definitely shown people how to heal. Um, I feel like a lot of time you just show people the right way of doing things by being who you are. Somebody who's fair, somebody who's just, somebody who brings in this beautiful light, somebody who's kind, somebody who has self control, strength, and somebody who has that just divine light about them. So get active, stay active, trust me. So either you are active or spirit wants you to be more active. But it's just you. Not only do you have physical beauty, but you have inner beauty. Page of Swords. I feel like sometimes you've definitely had to. I feel like sometimes, even though you have this really giving and loving heart, you've definitely had to look at situations, like observe. Um, I feel like you've had to learn to observe and deal with things in a logical and sometimes even subtractive manner. In that sometimes you definitely like I don't want you to think for a second that you're not kind and loving, because that's all this is showing, but I definitely feel like you have had to let go of people who would not treat you in a way that is respectful or kind, and that ultimately. Now, this could be about you, but I feel like for some of you, like, people want to offer you the stability that you deserve. But there's a need for you to make some kind of choice to move forward. But I feel like you're willing to take those practical steps, move forward with a plan. And the thing is, even if you're just willing to do baby steps, like, the universe is behind you. The universe is going to back you. The universe is going to look out for you. Now, you do need to decide, what you want and take action on it and, like, work some kind of plan. But I feel like even if you just start out slow and steady, like, you're definitely, there's definitely a lot of people who have some passion for you. So I feel like you moving forward, you being open to something new, like, is genuinely going to bring in all this positive energy. But you are somebody that's very emotionally involved. Like, this with this pyramid, I often think of, like, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like, you're definitely more towards self-actualization. With the water, and you came up as the Queen of Cups, I feel like you're very good at understanding what's going on below the surface. You are also somebody that you like, you're a delight. You're a delight. People are lucky to have you in their life. Two, I feel like there is a need for you to make choices, but people just like you. Like, you really have this energy, this loving, this, light-filled energy. People like you, people love you. Like, you have connections, you have good connections. And I feel like you bring something really powerful and magical to the people around you. Zero. Zero is It's kind of like that point of creation where everything, where all things are possible is at the 0 point. So I feel like, Spirit wants you to know that all things are possible for you. And if you had to let go of somebody who betrayed you, who didn't give to you, like those are things you had to do. But I feel like you're actually doing really well, like working. You're doing really well working within the kind of the clockwork of the universe. Like you're one of the things that's so attractive about you is you're serving your purpose in this reality, in this life. Which means that, clarity, honesty, integrity, walk your truth. Yeah, you're definitely walking your truth. And this truth has to do with your heart. Like you're meant to have a very heart space respecting life. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. It all matters, and I'm really grateful. I also want to say that there is somebody pretending to be me in the comments. So if somebody contacts you with a WhatsApp number, it is absolutely 100% not me. If you do want to contact me, my email is in the description next to the timestamps just below. I check it all the time. So just make sure that you contact me that way, and I will make sure that you're taken care of. So time to move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, how attractive are you? You've got the dragon, gold dragon, which I think is adorable. How attractive are you, pile number 2? Time out. It's all right. Give me a few cards before you say 3. 3 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. 6. I feel like a lot of you are taking time out. I feel like you're taking time out to like move away from difficulty, really decide, really make plans towards what you want and work towards it. I feel like you're a very driven individual. Some of you might not be really actively pursuing relationships right now, because you guys have a plan. And that, you have it's like you have purpose. 7 of Pentacles, but I do feel like you may have relationships on the back burner for right now. And you may have that happening because, something really went wrong. Something wasn't strong enough to stand. Like there was something, like it was built on a faulty foundation, and you experienced a lot of loss as a result. Some of you might have had some kind of issue in love. You might have found, that's maybe why you're having a timeout. Some of you, you in some way or another, whether it's financial, whether it's emotional, whether, it's like friends, family, like there was something that really shook you to the core. But I will say that you are doing a really, like you are putting in the energy and effort. You are nurturing a new beginning. You've got a plan for the future and you're moving away from this difficulty and you're really doing it with a lot of emotional balance. Like you've gone through a lot of things, but you don't let what you've gone through, you don't let what the things that you've gone through affect, you know, how you treat other people. You haven't, like you're just hyper resilient. Yeah, you're very resilient. You're very resilient. You're very, you have a plan. And I feel like some people want to get swept up in it too. But it does seem like you have anxieties from that earlier loss. You have anxieties from, having, like, even though you're going to build it again, even though, like, you're doing everything to make it happen, like, I feel like there was just something that you always thought you could trust. And, um, for some reason, it wasn't there. So I feel like that's why some of you may be like moving back emotionally from people. So you should just be aware, because you are meant to have friendships and pleasant, like you are supposed to let yourself have a good time. Like you are supposed to, with the Hierophant. So there is like, you're very committed, you're very structured. But I feel like you need to let yourself have enthusiasm. I feel like you are somebody who's a good time to be around, but maybe because of what's been going on, you really haven't let yourself, like, I feel like there's a need to let yourself have fun and enjoy yourself, even though you've clearly been through some stuff. But it's only going to help with your new beginning. And occasionally enjoying yourself is going to lead to more clarity. So I feel like you don't always, like you are working hard, you do have a plan, and all of that is good. All of that is smart. All of that's intelligence. All of that's resilient and powerful. But you're going to get some of your clarity, from when you take some off time and when you relax, which is something that, you know, like don't, even though sometimes you have to deal with things that are tough, like try to find those moments of joy. Forget a trend. What outfit do you feel comfortable in? Like, I feel like you know what you want. Yeah, you know what you want. You know who you are. I feel like you're super resilient. I feel like you are self-assured, even though you're going through something right now. You may be praying, but are you planning? I feel like you're definitely planning. I feel like I feel like sometimes people can see, yeah, the thing is you're planning, you're working hard, and you're making your better life happen. And you know who you are, so you're moving forward. So you're somebody like, you're just this very strong, very resilient person who's, you know, very committed and very real about who you are, very confident in who you are, even if right now you're conflicted because of loss. So, I mean, people really appreciate that confidence. With Don't Panic, I feel I've got Don't Panic and Will. I feel like you have a really extraordinary strength of will. And with Don't Panic, I feel like, well, some people, like, again, you don't just play for something, you plan for something. Like, it's like when even though, your anxiety is occasionally getting the best of you, I feel like you're not letting the panic be in charge of you. You're being super authentic to who you are. I feel like you dealt with some really cold-hearted stuff. There may be reasons why, you're in a timeout from people, but like, none of this is a lack of attractiveness on your part, but like, I feel like there is something to be said for compartmentalizing so you can get to the next thing, so you can survive the moment, so you can move forward, but you need to not get cut off from yourself emotionally. Because I think that you are authentic, you are kind, but you are somebody that's been through a lot. So even though you're moving forward, don't let yourself get cut off from your heart space. With the how light is about calm again. Like, for the most part, even though you do have your moments, you don't you don't freak out, you get busy and you make things happen. With the cat, I'm getting like you do have some kind of sensuous energy. But I feel like right now, I feel like you're very self-protective right now. But you do have this kind of languid, kind of sensual energy about you. And there is like, and I feel like you're doing so well, but there is an emphasis on letting yourself have joy again. Because you're making really intelligent decisions. You're really doing a good job of discerning things. You're really doing a good job of managing what you've had to deal with. Um, but I feel like occasionally you need to give yourself a break from the seriousness of it. But like, you may, if you guys have had something, you know, with time out, like, you may have had something that's been difficult for a while, but it's not going to stay that way. It's not going to stay that way. So you should know that, all the things that you're planning, all the things that you're working on are going to pay off. So you should also know that. And that you're super attractive, but right now you might just be in so much in, you may just like not be in it's like you're being authentic to who you are, but right now you're just dealing with serious things. And I feel like you're not in a place to emotionally deal with too much more. But don't get disconnected from your heart space. Give yourself whatever moments of joy, because you deserve them. You're doing a great job with not always the best. Not dealing. You're dealing really good with not always great situations. All right. Thank you. I really appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 6,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you are subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, booking readings. And if you do want to book readings, I never do it by WhatsApp, and I'm not going to talk to you in the comments about that. I do have an email in the description underneath the timestamps. So just make sure that you check that if you do want to communicate with me, that you communicate with me that way, because then it will absolutely be me versus somebody pretending to be me in the comments. So time to move on to our gorgeous and talented pile number 3. Pile number 3, you had the Egyptian bracelets. How are they feeling about you right now? How are they feeling about you right now? Celebration? The sun? I feel like, because it's like the flower to the sun. I mean, also sunflowers, but I feel like often like plants or flowers will, track the sun as it moves along the sky. So I feel like they feel super drawn. Oh, this isn't about another person. Well, I feel like you have somebody that's super drawn to your energy. I feel like you have quite a few people who are super drawn to your energy. Um, one of the That's one of the things that makes you so attractive is like um this like pure positive energy that you give to other people. And I feel like, flowers, so like definite beauty. So you send out a lot of pure positive energy. You are also somebody that is very dropping things as I do. You're also somebody who's very capable of, some of you like are able to channel stuff. A lot of you, like, you're very capable of making what you want happen. Like, you're got this great positive energy and you're super capable. And you're really fun to be around. I feel like you do also have these very difficult emotional moments. Um, like you definitely worry, but I feel like generally you make the choice to move forward. Like you don't always have, everything might not be good, even though you're somebody that gives off this good energy. But what you do make sure you do is like, I feel like you decide you really make conscious decisions to move forward, to be positive, to create the kind of existence that you want to live. What makes you attractive? Yeah, you have all this forward momentum, all this power. Sun, magician, I say, as the Queen of Wands come out. You also have a lot of physical appeal. Your energy, like you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of strength, and you definitely do not take a back seat in your life. You drive your life forward. and you drive your life forward in a positive way. Some of you like have dealt with some kind of situation where somebody was really not generous to you. But again, if somebody was not generous to you, like if anybody closes, like you're all this good energy, but if anybody closes that energy off, it's kind of their loss. It's kind of their loss because they it's that they miss out on you. And I know this isn't a love reading, but like I feel like it needs to be said. Like some of you also, I feel like it's less because some of you may not hold on to something that's not as healthy for you, or but I mostly get like sometimes, despite all this positive energy sometimes you get people who, they want, but they're not going to give. And I feel like that's something that causes anxiety in you because obviously that's really draining. And I feel like any kind of situation where the other person is not giving back, I feel like you've had to cut your losses in that way because like I feel like you have put a lot of time and energy in something like that before. But yeah, you're not going to continue to. So some of you have, even though you're this pure positive energy that people really love to be around, you're also afraid because you're this pure positive energy that a lot of people really just want to be around. Plus, really, really beautiful, really physically attractive. Like a lot of people are definitely physically interested in you. So I feel like that brings some fear on your part, because you don't necessarily know if somebody's coming in for the right or the wrong reason. And you've definitely had people waste your time, um, and, take your resources. So I feel like I feel like part of the problem is you're so attractive that, you want to know who's your friend and who's not. Because like everybody wants a piece of your energy. Um, and that's part of the problem. So with the 5 of Wands, I feel like that sometimes puts you in a place of conflict. But ultimately, you are going to win and overcome because as long as you're not continuing to give to the people who show you, it's like as long as like you're going to win because you're going to protect yourself. And as long as you're not giving to people who have shown you that they're not going to give back. Yeah, but you definitely had somebody in your life who you were really connected to, who didn't give to you in the way that you deserved. And it's very difficult for you to release them. And again, you are super physically attractive. It's just everybody wants your energy. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody thinks you're attractive. But some people are going to offer something, you know, that will raise you up, and some people will, waste your time and not give to you, and like just so I feel like you have some fear. You have some fear because you're really attractive. Sometimes it's hard for you to make this choice because you don't want to deal with somebody using you for your attractiveness and your energy. Transformation. I feel like you're more than capable of making a really strong and powerful transformation in yourself and in your and in your relationships. Like you definitely, I feel like if you're feeling taken advantage of, that, I feel like you should trust yourself and release yourself from any situation where it may not be healthy for you. But this has come out like 3 times today, wondering in private reading. It's like, forget a trend. What outfit do you feel comfortable in? I feel like you're not a trend. You're kind of timeless. But I feel like part of the problem is like you have this wonderful energy, you have this physical beauty, you have, so I feel like you do have some confidence in that. I feel like you have confidence to trust yourself, and the process. I feel like despite the fact that you are already super attractive, you're undergoing a transformation as well. I feel like a lot of things are going to improve for you, especially. So I've got crazy and time, sport. So I feel like definitely like some kind of timing is coming. Is Some of you also are pretty timeless. Like again, you have this classicness to you. But time and the clock, I feel like it's really your time for things to work out. Again, like some of you have definitely dealt with somebody, with people who like wearing some kind of mask, but you're somebody who's truly, I feel like that's part of the problem, because you definitely have people come forward and want to take advantage of what you have to offer. But what you have to offer is just really truly being your authentic self. But I've got sport and smile. Some of you might be really athletic. Some of you, oh, I'm sorry. It was crazy, but it moved over to smile. So some of you have a really good smile. With crazy, I'm not really getting that you're, crazy. But I am getting like, I feel like some of your experiences have been crazy. And that's one of the problems. So I feel like it's not a lack of attractiveness on your part, but your ability to trust in connections. Right now, there's a little bit of a difficulty there. I've got daughter. For some of you, you may have a daughter. Others of you, like it could be like you've kind of had this worry for a long time. Like you might have had this, maybe based in something from when you were a child. But like, you offer clarity, you are going to receive clarity too, and an end to negative cycles. So what you should know is that you're definitely going to be able to transform and end negative cycles in your life. Maybe you're just going to be really good at unmasking those people in your life. So you won't enter in these, negative, possessive, addictive kind of relationships. But I feel like people feel really connected to you. I think the only thing is about being really careful about who you let in your life and in your energy. But but you bring celebration. Like, you're fun and happy to be around. Um, Despite the fact that you've had really tough experiences. But things are going to be better for you. Again, you have a certain sensualness to you. I feel like some of you really like to cuddle. I'm just saying. Um, and I feel like a lot of this has to do with discernment. A lot of you are going through a transformation in which you're really going to be able to see through. Like, you're going to be able to really figure out who your friend and who your foe is, so that you don't have to enter in these kind of relationships that you're not sure whether you're safe in, because you definitely you definitely have people who just want to be around you, but not everybody's energy and intention are as pure as yours, and you know that, which makes you scared around people. But things are going to get better for you. They absolutely are. So even though you have your worries, like, you are going to get success. So I hope that this helped you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. Sorry, 6,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you're subscribed and you comment, and you are in the running for that. I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and booking readings. If you do want to book a reading with me, my email is in the description underneath the timestamps. I do feel like it's important to mention that there is somebody pretending to be me in the comments. Somebody made a dummy account. Uh, if somebody offers you a WhatsApp in the comments, it is 100% not me. Do not give that person any information, and do not give that person any money. If you do want to report it, which I would very much encourage, so that if we all report it, then it's going to be so much less likely that somebody gets taken advantage of. If you there's will be a little reply button underneath their comment. Next to it are 3 dots, and if you press on that, you can report that for being inappropriate. So thank you. I really appreciate you. And we're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number 4. What makes you attractive, my gorgeous and talented pile 4s? So I've got the 9. I do have the 9 of Swords, but I've got the Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands. I feel like you may have some anxiety here, but it's like you really have a lot of passion and a lot of substance to offer. But a lot of you, I feel like, because a lot of this is about new beginnings, so a lot of you may be moving away from something that was really difficult and caused a lot of anxiety for you. But people feel really connected to you. Yeah. With the Wheel of Fortune, people feel very connected to you. And again, you offer a lot of stability and a lot of sexiness. Five of Swords. There, I feel like, are you sabot? I feel like a lot of you have anxiety because maybe somebody did not treat you well. Like somebody came in and just took advantage of you. But there's an end to that. I feel like you went through a big transformation as a result of this, but like again, you're super super sexy. You bring a lot of substance, and like people feel like they've known you before, like you're meant to be in their lives in some way. Six of Cups. I feel like you offer, this beautiful combination of friendship and love, and you have this gorgeous cart. And I feel like some of you may be in denial about how attractive you are, because of how badly somebody treated you. But you offer, like, you're super sexy, you're super stable, you are somebody that is very, you're very loyal, you're very loving, you're very nurturing. Um, a lot of you are really big givers, but sometimes you don't always get what you're worth. Sometimes you get what you accept. And I feel like somebody really did come in and cause you harm, and it had nothing to do with how much you have to give and how much you do give. But some of you, like, I feel like you put so much energy and effort. I feel like you've at least had one relationship where you've put so much energy and effort into, and you didn't get anything back except for bad behavior. But you've gone, like, you were already awesome, but you've gone on a transformation. I feel like there is a need for you to have balance in your life. It isn't about you, because, like, super attractive, super loving, super down to earth, nurturing, relationship material, loving. But it's like you have so much to give. You are so loving, but I feel like there is a need for you to demand balance in your life, because you have all these things, but not everybody, like, you can give, but not, and giving is good. Giving is, one of the things that really makes life worth living. Like, you are one of these people that makes the world a better place for being in it. Loving, attractive, good energy. But I feel like there's a real need for you to choose situations that are choosing you, to, you know, like, you can't be afraid of receiving. You need to let yourself receive. And if you put all your energy and effort and time into somebody who's not giving back, it's almost like, because you have all this to give to the world, if you if you end up putting all your time, energy, and effort into somebody who's not giving back, you're not actually living your life purpose. Because you do have this higher purpose, which is about bringing this peace and love and harmony. But you need to, you need to be willing to have, like, there needs to be, like, the two cups here, like, the lovers, like, I feel like any situation in which you aren't being treated well and aren't being loved, you really need to take yourself out of it, because it creates imbalance. It creates imbalance, not just within you. You're really here to make a difference in people's lives. But there's some people that you can't. There's some people that it doesn't matter how much you give, you can't make a difference in their life, because they they will never balance things. You have to have balance, because you being in balance is actually going to give balance to other people. Like, you getting the love that you deserve is actually going to be for the greater good. Yeah, like, literally, you getting the love that you deserve is for the greater good. Like, you will be able to do more for the greater good. And you seem to be somebody that's all about that. And you do have a really defined life purpose. But with judgment, like, you're getting all this input from the divine. And the divine wants you to have love, and wants you to have balance. And um but even though I feel like overall you're like a super kind, non-judgmental person, occasionally, like, sometimes you need to look at what's in front of you and leave behind what doesn't help you. I'm just getting, like, you're this wonderful, beautiful energy that people want to be around, but, like, sometimes you need, and that, all these new beginnings are things that you can offer and things that you can receive. Um, but you're really not meant to accept too little from people. And if people don't want to learn, you need to learn the lesson from that situation. The fragrance always stays on the hand of the rose that gives the rose. Like, you are so giving and so beautiful and so kind. And all the giving that you give, like, it only beautifies you more. Like, you have this really angelic, kind energy, loving energy, and all the giving that you do does make you more attractive, does make you more beautiful, does make you. But what it is like, you shouldn't, you're not meant to sacrifice yourself for others, though. Like, you're meant to bring balance and peace. And I feel like, and that's one of the reasons why people just feel lucky, fortunate to have you in their life. But if somebody takes all this beauty and love and fortune that you give them and, mistreats it, you really need to accept that they're showing you who they are as a person. And continuing to stay in any kind of situation like that lessens your light giving to the world, because like, you're really here to be a healer. You're really here to bring, love and light and balance and kindness. But you're not here to sacrifice to somebody who means you harm. And there is no way to love somebody enough to suddenly give them character. So you are incredibly attractive, incredibly like this really beautiful presence, but you need to choose happiness. You need to choose happiness. Um, it's not that you always need to prioritize yourself, but you do need to prioritize yourself. You do need to let yourself have new beginnings. And I feel like you truly need to believe in yourself because you have so much to offer. And like, I feel like, you're so giving, you're so loving. People, like everybody who gets to be in your life feels lucky, except maybe like a few people. And all they're showing you is that those aren't the ones you can help. And you're here to be somebody who like, you're this real wonderful presence. But I feel like some of you need a talk to say, don't invest in the close-hearted. Like, like, you can give people love and thing, but like, if they don't show it in return, accept it and move on. Like, it's like there's no amount of love that is going to, like, that, this person whoever these people are who, return love and kindness with harshness and pain. I mean, sometimes, you can maybe show by example the kind of person that they can be, but like, if their heart is closed off, if their heart is locked off to you, you need to accept that. And you need to keep spreading your light into the places that you can illuminate. I mean, you have all this healing energy, but you can't control anybody else. With purple, you have this really strong spiritual energy about you. I've got he and she. Again, purple. So it's this, really intense higher purpose connection with the divine energy. And you've had so many major arcanas. Like, I feel like a lot of people really get to connect to the divine through you, whether they know it or not. You don't have to be telling people what divine love is if you're showing them what it is. But you're somebody that truly deserves and is worthy of so many good things. And I feel like You need to allow the crown to be put on your head. Because even though you spend your time in service, like, you need to recognize your value. That being said, like, you are super strong. You are like this force for good. And I feel like just sometimes you need to let yourself see things with the glow in the dark charm. Like, sometimes you really need to look at those things. Maybe even look at the dark. But you do have connections that will work with you. You do have connections that will make things better for you. It's not like you only run into these people who are not so great. But for some of you, you're so loving and so giving, but it's hard for you to realize that you can't save people who don't want to be saved. And not everybody wants to be. But like, every twist and turn along the way has only made your heart more beautiful. Like, you're so attractive because your heart is just amazing. Um, and I feel like you give a lot of comfort to people. And you're really getting to a point with the world charm where you can end negative cycles and have things be way better. And it's like, you there's a need for the people in this group to realize that if life gets better for you, life gets better for everyone around you. It's like, because you're not going to stop being this kind, loving. It's like, the more you give to yourself, literally, the more you're going to have to give. And the more seek out balance, and, don't invest in imbalanced dynamics, then, like, the more light you're going to give. And it's not that you can never give to somebody who's, not the easiest person, but once somebody shows you who they are and shows that they have no intention of changing, and maybe even harms you in the process, you have to release them. So I feel like part of your next level of growing is going to be that discernment, so that you can truly be giving to the world in the way that you're meant to. But you have a very defined purpose, and part of that defined purpose is giving love, is giving peace, but you need to allow yourself to have that love and peace as well. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 6,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you're subscribed and you comment, and you're in the running for that. If you do want to book a reading with me, 10:10 is on the clock, so divine timing. But if you do want to book a reading with me, I'm my email is below the timestamps in the description. So just make sure that you contact me on that, because there is somebody that's pretending to be me in the comments. It is not me. Somebody made a dummy account, but I will never offer you a WhatsApp. So if somebody does that, it's absolutely 100% not me. Please don't give them money. Please don't give them information. And I just want to say thank you so much. I really hope that this has helped.